Hey guys, I've just spent my first full day in Italy, in Rome. I spent the whole day uh, looking at bikes in different shops around Rome. I won't say a whole lot because I may or may not have bought a bike, but that's for another video. So stay tuned for that. um, I've noticed a few like little things that I thought I'd just make a video of. They might not be that interesting to you guys, but I kind of figured, I'm making these videos for family and friends, but I'm making them for myself, like as a diary to look back on. So I found these things interesting. Well, the first thing was the dinner I just had. It was a black pepper pasta, and I'm so confused how they made it, and it was really good. Um, it tasted like they had just gotten one serving of pasta and thrown in like 3 or 4 handfuls of black pepper, like so much pepper, but then they took the edge off somehow. That peppery like spiciness they removed somehow. I can only imagine if I tried to recreate it, it would just seem way too peppery. Um, but it had all the flavor of, like 3 handfuls of black pepper minus the like uncomfortable edge. And I don't know if it was the type of pepper they used maybe, or how they cooked it, but yeah, it was really good. I want to get it again at another place to see if it's the same, that type of pasta, the pepper pasta. But yeah, that was something. What else? Oh yeah, I caught the bus a bunch of times today, and I rode past or drove past the Coliseum a few times. And I'd read online a few years ago that they were thinking of doing renos to the Colosseum. Sounds kind of stupid to say out loud, but yeah, there was a bunch of scaffolding and like renos. I guess they were fixing it up. And obviously it seems kind of silly to do that to an ancient, monument like that. But I can only guess that perhaps the structure was maybe on its last legs, or there was some safety risk that they had to, like by law, fix. But whatever the reason, they're reconstructing it or fixing up some parts. And it's funny, I kind of thought to myself that, initially it's like, oh, well, it doesn't seem very, like, it seems a bit modern if they're fixing it up, takes the ancientness out of it. But then I thought to myself, if there's one thing more ancient than the Colosseum, it's the Colosseum being built. So kind of thought of it in that light. The other thing, what else? Oh yeah, the other thing was that I've had a few interesting encounters with me trying to speak the language to some people. So I've been trying to learn as much as I can over the last 12 months. Well, the first few months were me trying to teach myself, which didn't really get far. And then I started taking lessons online. But anyway, most people I try to, like, I know enough to start a conversation, but not enough to hold it. I've generally just asked people, like, where is this? What is that? How much? Just sort of questions, like phrases. And 80% of the time they pick up that I have a English or Australian accent. So they just answer me in English, because most locals here speak English as well. And I kind of think to myself, oh, like, I'd rather you answer me in Italian so I can practice a bit. But then, be careful what you wish for. A few times I've spoken what I know, and then they just come at me with full Italian, like super fast, super fluent. And then I'll say, like, oh, I'm sorry, I don't understand. Do you speak English? And and then they just keep going with Italian and they don't speak English. And then that's happened a few times where I've just been like, I just don't know what you're saying. And I've had to resort to Google Translate 2 or 3 times, especially if it's something important, like when I was trying to buy a bike. If it was ordering food or something, I'd just point and, say, can I have, and the other thing which was interesting is if I'm somewhere, if I'm near a young toddler who is local and who can speak Italian, it's sort of, I don't know, it's amazing to me how I've been studying it for 12 months, the language, and I've only come so far, but then you hear a 3 or 4-year-old just speak fluent Italian. Well, to me it sounds fluent because they've got the accent down, and they roll their R's perfectly and all that. But I'm sure to an Italian it just sounds like a toddler speaking, but to me it just, I can't help but feel a slight bit jealous that I've been studying it for 12 months, and then just to hear a 3-year-old speak better than me, it's kind of funny. It's almost like if you're studying a really difficult science like chemistry or something at uni, and then you just meet this 3-year-old who's just a genius at it. That's sort of what it felt like. But I mean, obviously I know that it's because they're local, and it's just funny. What else? A lot of the tourists that I've seen have been American, elderly American couples, and every single old American guy sounds like Joe Biden. I thought it was maybe because they were all from where Joe Biden was from, so I looked up where Joe Biden was from, and it was Scranton, Pennsylvania, which surprised me because if you've seen The Office, that's where The Office is set, in Scranton. So I guess that's a little fun fact, that Joe Biden was born in Scranton. But I digress. Every old guy, American guy, sounds like Joe Biden to me. Maybe it's because, if you hear an American accent in a movie, which is pretty much every movie, it just sounds normal. And then if you hear an American speak in person, it sounds a lot more, the accent is more exaggerated. So maybe it's because of that, I don't know. But that was something I've noticed. There's one more thing. I'm going to pause the video. There's one more thing. I got to think of it. Hang on. That's right. I just remembered. So the public transport seems to be really relaxed and almost never sticks to their schedule. I don't know if that's because of the nature of the public transport here, or if maybe Google is not updated, or I don't know, but I caught probably in total 20 buses, trams and trains, and more than half were 10 minutes late. A few were 5 minutes early, which seems a bit weird. A few, I wanted to make sure I caught them on time, so I got there early, 5 minutes early, and a lot of them came exactly as I arrived there. So I was like, oh, I'm glad I got there early. But even some buses don't stick to their route. Maybe they're not missing any stops, but sometimes I've got the route up on my phone on Google Maps, and it might say to me, oh, they've got to go straight, but then they get to a light and they go right, left, they go around the block and then continue on the route. So they just sort of pick and choose, a better route as they go. Like I said, they might not miss any stops, but to me, that's just something that would never happen in Australia. So, after the first few buses, you get used to it, and, just make sure you're there at the stop early and have a backup plan, if the bus doesn't get there. That's pretty much it. there are a few things I've noticed. Yeah, tomorrow I leave Rome, head for the mountains, so the next video will be a bike video, most likely. Definitely, actually, yeah. So stay tuned for that, guys. See you next time.